The This Morning studio in London was a vibrant hub of daytime television energy, its sleek set bathed in soft pastel lights and buzzing with the cheers of an enthusiastic audience as the jaunty theme music faded, ushering in a high-profile segment on a chilly October 2025 morning. Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, stepped onto the stage with a guarded smile, his tailored blazer and earnest demeanor drawing a mix of cheers and curious murmurs from the crowd, there to promote his expanded Invictus Games initiatives and discuss mental health advocacy amid his recent UK visits for the Well Child Awards, a trip that had reignited tabloid frenzy over his royal rift. The air crackled with the promise of a candid chat, given Dermot O'Leary's reputation for a warm yet incisive interviewing and Harry's history of navigating media scrutiny with poise, as seen in his 2021 Oprah interview where he bared his soul about family tensions. Dermot, seated on the plush sofa with co-host Alison Hammond, kicked things off with his signature charm. "Harry, mate, welcome. Invictus is changing lives. How do you balance that with the family drama that's still all over the headlines?" The audience cheered, and Harry's smile held, his voice steady. "Dermot, Invictus is my focus. A family's complex, but I'm here for the veterans." The crowd applauded, but Dermot leaned forward, his eyes twinkling. "Complex, Harry? Spare dropped bombshell. So William's clash, Charles's distance. Don't you think going so public hurt more than it healed?" The question was warm but pointed, echoing unverified 2025 YouTube claims of a clash, and Harry's eyebrows arched. "Hurt, Dermot? I shared my truth to move forward and not like the tabloids that spin it for profit," he replied, his British accent firm yet composed. The audience murmured, catching the edge, and Dermot's grin widened. "Truth, Harry? Some say your Netflix deals and book cash in on that pain. Doesn't that fuel the drama?" The studio buzzed with tension, and Alison tried to pivot. "Harry, your Well Child work's so inspiring. Tell us about it." But Harry held his ground. "No, Alison, let's address why Dermot's framing my work as exploitation." The crowd roared, split between those who admired Harry's resolve and those who enjoyed Dermot's cheeky probe. Dermot, unfazed, raised an eyebrow. "Exploitation, Harry? I'm just asking what viewers think. Us bare named names. Isn't that a bit harsh on your family?" Harry's jaw tightened, his voice rising. "Harsh? I lived the pain, Dermot, and not like media that thrives on it." The audience cheered, some clapping for Harry's passion, others murmuring at Dermot's persistence. The producers, watching from the control room, exchanged nervous glances. This was veering off the feel-good script, mirroring debunked YouTube tales of Harry storming off. Dermot pressed on. "Media, Harry, your interviews keep the feud alive. Don't you see the cycle?" Harry's face flushed, his tone sharp. "Cycle? I broke it with honesty. Dermot, you're twisting it into betrayal." The stage was a powder keg, the crowd fueling the fire, as cameras zoomed in on Harry's steely gaze and Dermot's raised eyebrow, setting the scene for an explosive row that would dominate headlines. Though no verified 2025 incident occurred. As This Morning returned from a commercial break, the studio was a pressure cooker, the audience buzzing with excitement after the fiery opening exchange between Prince Harry and Dermot O'Leary. The set's cozy sofa and bright backdrop felt almost ironic against the simmering tension, as Alison tried to reset with her infectious warmth. "Welcome back, everyone. Prince Harry's here, and we're getting real." But Harry, seated with his arms crossed, wasn't in the mood for pleasantries, his eyes locked on Dermot. "Real, Dermot? You've got more to say about my book. Let's hear it," he said, his voice dripping with challenge. The crowd gasped, and Dermot leaned forward, his smile strained but engaging. "Harry, I'm just curious. A spare was raw, but don't you worry, it's reopened wounds with William and Charles." The question doubled down on his earlier probe, and Harry's jaw tightened. "Reopened, Dermot? I wrote to heal and not like the press that drips wounds for clicks," he fired back, his accent slicing through the applause. The audience erupted, some cheering Harry's conviction, others murmuring at his jab. Dermot, undeterred, raised an eyebrow. "Clicks, Harry? You're giving us Netflix specials and tell-alls. Don't act surprised when we ask if it's profit over healing." The jab was sharp, and Harry's voice rose. "Profit? I fund Invictus with it. Dermot, not like your questions chasing TV drama, the crowd roared, and Allison tried to intervene. Harry, your mental health works incredibly, let's talk that. But Harry waved her off. No, Allison, I'm tired of Dermot painting me as the family wrecker for his show. The accusation landed like a punch, and Dermot's grin faltered, his tone sharpening. Wrecker? Harry, I'm just doing my job and asking what viewers want. You're the one getting defensive. The audience was in a frenzy, some chanting Harry, while others clapped for Dermot's charm. Harry leaned forward, his voice booming. Defensive? You're implying I sold out my family, Dermot, like I'm some fame chaser. The crowd gasped, and Dermot's face reddened, his voice trembling with frustration. Fame chaser? Harry, I respect your work, but you're acting like I'm attacking your whole mission. Harry's eyes narrowed, his tone icy. You are attacking me, Dermot, turning my truth into a soap opera. I thought this was This Morning, not a tabloid. The studio was chaos, the audience on its feet, as the producers signaled frantically for the band to play. The music started, but it couldn't drown out the drama. Dermot, his hands gesturing, fired back. Tabloid? Harry, you're making this personal, acting like I'm the enemy. This is daytime TV. Harry stood, his hands on his hips. Daytime TV? You're using me for headlines, Dermot, and I'm not here for it. The crowd roared, and Dermot stood too, his voice booming. Headlines? Harry, you chose the spotlight. Don't cry foul when I ask real questions. The audience gasped, and the cameras stayed locked on the two, capturing every moment of the escalating feud. Harry's face contorted with fury. Real questions? You're throwing shade to look clever, Dermot. I'm done. The producers, now in full panic, signaled for security, but the stage was a powder keg, and the fuse was burning fast. Despite no verified 2025 clash occurring, the This Morning studio was a battlefield, the air thick with the heat of the escalating row between Prince Harry and Dermot O'Leary, the audience on the edge of their seats as the verbal duel reached a boiling point. Harry, now standing, loomed over the set, his blazer unbuttoned as he pointed at Dermot. You think you're fair, Dermot, but you're turning my life into your TV circus. I'm not your royal drama prop. The crowd roared, split between those who admired Harry's fire and those who lived for Dermot's cheeky probing. Dermot, standing to match him, his voice sharp. Prop? Harry, you're serving up this tell-all narrative. You don't act shocked when I question it. The jab was brutal, echoing unverified 2025 YouTube claims of Dermot challenging Harry's motives, and Harry's voice boomed. Question? You're accusing me of exploiting my family, Dermot, when I'm just healing. The audience gasped, and the band tried to play a light riff, but the noise was drowned out by the crowd's cheers. Dermot, his eyes glinting, fired back. Healing? Harry, spare named name as a William, Charles. Don't blame me for calling it out. The crowd gasped, and Harry's face reddened, his voice trembling with fury. Calling it out? I've built Invictus to help veterans, Dermot, and I'm still standing. The insult was a direct hit, and Dermot's smile vanished, his tone icy. Standing? You chose the public stage. Harry, don't cry foul when I do my job. The studio was chaos, the audience on its feet, as Allison tried to regain control. Harry, your Invictus work is incredibly. Let's focus there. Harry, his fists clenched, snapped. Incredible? Dermot's twisting my mission into clickbait, Allison, and I'm sick of it. The crowd roared, some chanting Harry, while others shouted Dermot. As the tension skyrocketed, Dermot, his hands on his hips, shot back. Clickbait? You gave us the script with your book, Harry. Don't get mad when I read it. Harry's voice rose to a shout. Read it? You're attacking my integrity, Dermot, like I'm some tabloid sellout. The audience gasped, and Dermot's eyes narrowed, his voice booming. Sellout? I'm holding you accountable. Harry is something your fans let you dodge. The jab was a low blow, and Harry took a step closer, his voice a low growl. Accountable? You're just chasing ratings, Dermot, and I'm not your pawn. The crowd was in a frenzy, sensing the climax, as Dermot fired back. Pawn? This is This Morning, Harry. If you can't handle the heat, there's the door. Harry's eyes flashed with fury, his voice a shout. Heat? You went too far, Dermot. He slammed his hand on the table, the sound echoing through the studio, and stormed toward the wings, his boots stomping against the floor. The audience roared, some cheering his exit, others booing Dermot's audacity, as security moved in, unsure whether to follow. The cameras stayed locked on Harry, capturing the moment that would dominate headlines, though no verified 2025 appearance by Harry involved such a clash. The producers, in full panic mode, signaled for the band to play, but the music couldn't drown out the chaos. As Harry paused at the edge, turning back with a steely glare, "My truth's real, not your headline."